The advice that I would have appreciated from my board and anyone who served in this role of being a college president would be to enjoy the moment. Being a college president has to be one of the funnest jobs on the planet. I love telling people I went to college and I never left. And we are doing so much on my campus and all of the community college campuses to help save the lives of our students, help them access middle class transfer certificates, that we get caught up in these initiatives that we have to step back and really enjoy the moment and appreciate the efforts that are underway on our campuses, because we can be distracted from not having enough employees, not having enough resources, so on and so forth, that we should reflect on the great work that we do every single day.
I think for new CEOs especially for those of us who work directly with the board, the training that I did receive about working with boards was very helpful. That could have been expanded, because there are a lot of nuances that go on. And of course, every situation is a little bit different, but I find now that I've been a CEO for a few years, many of us are going through similar things, maybe on different timetables with our board members, but there is quite a bit of commonality there. And I think a little more preparation ahead of time could help CEOs, and I know it would have helped me.
I would say it's very important to learn everything you can from those who have been in the role of CEO reporting to a board, and then balance that with what you see, hear, and feel from your own board. I went in thinking I really knew what to expect, the level of communication that was appropriate with the board, the level of communication I engaged in with the board, even as a president in a multi-college district. And I have a board that has far, far different expectations. My board wants me focused on the college. And they feel that it is not a good use of my time when I am writing communique that is just for them. And so instead, they rely heavily on my regular communication with the campus.
I think it's crucial for every CEO to have individual relationships with their board members. Obviously, the board works as a unit, either a 5-member unit or a 7-member unit, but it's important for the CEO to have individual meetings and relationships with each of their trustees, so that over time the CEO kind of knows the individual hot buttons for trustees and can kind of work to build consensus and so forth over time.
I think as a new CEO, one of the best pieces of advice that I wish I would have received a few years ago when I became president is to make sure you have time and space, not only for your family, but to enjoy this job. We're incredibly blessed to be presidents of amazing institutions. So while it is incredibly stressful and the schedule is grueling, take time to kind of step back and enjoy it, because you're impacting thousands of lives and we're impacting our community. And the ability to have fun, I think, it's underrated. We don't tell our CEOs enough, go to the Child Development Center and see those little kids and those faces. Go to the faculty staff lounge and surprise faculty that you showed up. But have time to have fellowship and have fun.
I'd say a piece of advice that I've appreciated that I received from not only one but multiple seasoned presidents is that oftentimes decisions don't have to be made right on the spot. Although you'll feel a sense of urgency, it's always better to kind of take time and understand all aspects of the situation before making a decision off the cuff or in the moment.
To me, networking is really important. The CEO job can be very isolating. It's hard sometimes to engage in a thoughtful discussion with your VPs about personnel issues, or sometimes maybe there's an issue with your VP, and so it's hard to reach out except to your peers. And so it's vital so that you don't feel isolated, so that you have a check on what your thought process is, to be able to talk to fellow CEOs and engage them in a non-competitive way, in a way where you can get some support and advice.